Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Soul Fulfilling. My name is Rickie Byars, and I'm here with life coach Ade. And Ade. Ade.
That's right.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to welcome everybody into the room, and
Yes.
and they're coming. They're on the way.
They're coming in.
They're coming. They're on the way. I don't know who they are, but I know that I know some
Right.
soulful people. Oh, Lynn Beal
Yep.
is number one in the room. Oh my goodness.
Well, we have other people listening, but the regular typers, chatters, are here.
Hey, come on in. Welcome, Joanne. Oh my God. Hey, all the way from North Carolina. Yes. I'll just sing while everybody comes on in, because I feel like singing. I feel like letting go. I feel like singing to you, yeah. When it seems the world's going crazy, don't go crazy. Go within and come out punching. Punching those lies of illusion. Punching these orange mic cords. Gosh. And all the things that get our attention. Pray for me when my heart is sinking fast and holding on to what I thought would last. Oh, lift me up when I can't let go. I'm wrapped in love when you pray for me. Hi, Iretta. Hi, Kiana and Meg. Joanne. Chef Lori. Pray for me when things turn upside down and all seems lost, with no light to be found. Oh, lift me up and I will find a greater peace, 'cause you prayed for me. We don't know how it works. We just know that it does. And I will make it through. And from this place, I can see what is true. There is a blessing in every breath, and a love that's real beyond the veil of death. Pray for me, oh, pray for me, oh, pray for you, and you pray for me. We're meeting on Wednesday night. Yes, we are. We're having a prayer meeting, joy meeting tonight. Oh, pray for me, and I will make it through. And from this place, Jennifer, I'll pray for you. Christina, hey, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. And you pray for me. I'll pray for you. You pray for me. I'm joined this evening by the fabulous life coach Ade, who is here. All smiles and wonder, and all glory be to God that we can
indeed.
meet here and
Yes, indeed.
show up together.
Show up. Divine appointment.
Yes,
And everything that happened and didn't happen that brought us to this point.
yes,
I may not be able to count them, but I'm grateful for everything that happened and didn't happen.
yes,
And the things that was trying not to happen or trying to happen before the show. And
Yes.
we're here.
yes,
You know?
yes, yeah, yeah. I have a somebody's praying for me. I know that, and I'm praying for me
Yes.
and taking the time to be deliberately still, because that really helps. Like when we can make time. I wrote this in a newsletter. You're going to get it. Everybody on the thread, you're going to get the newsletter. If you have signed up for it at RickieByars.org, just go there and join the subscriber list. I don't send a bunch of stuff. I just send a newsletter every now and then. Once a month, I try to do it. So, but it's very good. And I've started loading in music when I send them too, because I think that's really good, or something that I think that you would really enjoy, and that you can also share with your friends. And in addition to my words of wisdom.
Your early morning journaling.
But in the short blurb, it's just a very short blurb. I said, when we make time for the divine, we shall remember who we really are.
Yes.
When we make time, and then maybe we might even remember how blessed we are, and from that place, we can see what is true for you.
Yes.
From this place, when I make it through, I can see what is true for you. There's a blessing in every breath. That song, Pray For Me, that song is a beautiful song, and many people know the story about that song, but I just want to anchor in it a little deeper. I usually tell the story about the song, but I want to talk about the lyrics in that song. Because the lyrics, because there's a lot of talk about prayer, and many of us are from church. We got here from our spiritual community, some unity, some CSLs, some religious science, and some just like Rickie was doing before she came to Agape, hanging out. And then after she left Agape, hanging out. Hanging out, but hanging out in the spirit, like flying in God, walking with God. But in that song, because the song was written for Iyanla Van Zandt, and you didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
It's the first time hearing that. Wow.
Yeah, that's Iyanla's song. I wrote it for Iyanla. I had the song. And Michael hadn't even heard this part, but the way a song occurs to me sometimes, it comes from different things from my childhood. And sometimes y'all remember that song when we were kids, like it was like Valerie, Valera, Bella, ha 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 ha. Remember that? Something about with a knapsack on my back, Valerie. Y'all remember that? Valera, Valerie, Valerie. Well, anyway, it's some kind of British art song, silly song.
It sounds.
The traveling song. Mickey knows.
Mickey's always on it.
Mickey knows because Mickey is the guy. Mickey knows, But something about with the knapsack on my back. I forget. Y'all remember that with a knapsack on my back? It's like they gave everybody the same curriculum. We had them same songs. But anyway, when a song is coming to me, it's coming from the things that I recognize. So I had something that said, it said, when my heart is sinking fast and holding on to what I thought would last. Oh, lift me up and I will make it through. But I didn't have anything else. When my heart is sinking fast, when things turn upside down. But it wasn't the somberness behind this song. Then I got a phone call some years ago, maybe 15 years ago or more, from Iyanla Van Zant on the day after Christmas that said, pray for me. Her daughter had passed, Jamia, her precious Jamia.
Yes.
And she had said, I just need you to pray for me. And it wasn't a sudden passing because Jamia had been working through letting go and the process of her ascension. And she was a beautiful being. So she ascended. Some folk descend, but she ascended. We know that Jamia ascended. And when Iyanla called and she said, just pray for me, just pray for me. Just pray for me. And I had a song. I said, pray for me. Because I was hurting about that. It's like Jamia was very close to us. And I went to the piano, and this is, it's like, I remember when my heart is sinking fast, I said, pray, it's right there. Pray for me when my heart is sinking fast and holding on to what I thought would last. Oh, lift me up when I can't let go. I'm wrapped in love. When am I wrapped in love? When you pray for me. That's why people call for prayer. Say, pray for me. And they're like, know the truth with me. Pray for me. When things turn upside down, I just didn't really think it was going to turn out like this. And all seems lost with no light to be found. Oh, lift me up and I will find. I got faith in you. I got faith in your prayer. I got faith in your faith. And I will find a greater peace as you pray for me. Hey, this song is something. Pray for me and I will make it through. I already claimed my victory. And from this place I can see what is true. There is a blessing, here it is, in every breath, and a love that's real beyond the veil of death. Pray for me, oh pray for me. I'll pray for you and you pray for me. All right. Oh yes. It's International Women's Month. I'm remembering Jamia right now and how powerful a blessing she was to her whole community and her children that she gave birth to. And I just know, dear God, that right where we are, you are forever. Right where you are, even when we disappear, you will always be here forever in us, glowing like the star. This was Jamia's favorite song. There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite one love. There can only be God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. Oh yes, I walk in the love of God. And there is a wisdom, a knowing, a loving, and a truth. Whatever you need to know will come in God's way for you. Hey, oh, just say, until it shows, I will pray, and I won't move until I know, oh, that I walk in the love of God. For the power and the glory and the love of God is everywhere. I can feel it, I can see it, it's everywhere. And I know in my heart, yes, the power and the glory and the love of God is everywhere. I can feel it, I can see it, it's everywhere. And I know in my heart, oh yes, I walk in the love of God. I love this song. There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite, oh, one love. There can only be God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. Oh yes, I walk in the love of God. I walk in the love of God. Oh yes, we walk in the love of God. Amen. Me too. All right now. I forgot which title Iyanla writes Jamia was moving to LA to study. That's making pieces for broken pieces or something like that.
Yeah,
that yellow book.
Pieces from Broken Pieces, I think it is.
Pieces from Broken Pieces. And it was I think I talked about it on Soul Fulfilling one night, how I had not read the book.
Right.
I had the book. I hadn't read the book. And I read the book and I'm all in the book.
You're like, wait, that's me.
Wait a minute. But even beyond that, the way she wrote the way she wrote of her life there.
Yes.
It was just very, very, very moving. Hi, Digby.
Before I forget, because by the time I remember you're already in the song, can you turn your mic down a bit? It's a bit
Yeah,
loud.
I thought it was a little loud, but nobody said nothing.
Well, nobody can say something when you're singing.
Can you? Is it down better?
Well, when you're talking, it's fine. It's when you sing it's.
Well, no. Well, let's just see. How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Yes, I walk in the love. Still too loud?
Yeah, something about when you sing it.
Of God.
That's the best.
Oh, yes, we walk. That good?
Yeah.
In the love of God.
Yeah.
Yes, we walk in the love of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was a little loud.
Yeah.
I thought it was the piano though. But anyway, back to the song and back to
We're live.
back to the prayer and back to our life and the lives that we get to lead, and you never know how long you got here. So you do your best with what you got.
That's right.
You do the best. But what does doing the best mean? What does that really mean?
It's a good question. I think
What does doing your best mean in the thread? What does it mean?
It'd be cool
Yeah.
to hear what people say. I think that's the trick or the trap sometimes, because we base our best on what somebody else said is the best,
Yeah.
or what the best should look like.
Yeah.
And yes, there is wisdom in listening to other people saying what the best is. But the real trick, the best, is finding your best in the middle of what you think is the best and what they said is the best. And I think it's sometimes you're doing your best and sometimes you're doing what you may not call your best. But I think of the four agreements when it talks about your best changes from moment to moment. Like if you're sick, your best is going to be different from when you're healthy. If you're tired, your best is going to be different from when you're, full of energy. And I think that's the place where we get to give ourselves compassion and not making the best be one static thing. If I do this, then that means I'm doing my best. If I'm not doing it, I'm doing less. Every time, really, every moment is the best. Because in that moment, you believe what you're doing is what you're supposed to do. Even if you look back and say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But in the moment, something in you agree that that was what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
And it's a practice.
Yes. Yes. It is. Well, it's a life.
Yes.
And we get to show up every day. Every day we get a new one, and and we get to be present. And I think one of the greatest gifts, if I can call it a gift, or maybe it's just an awakening in these last 2 years, has been just how we walk in the love of God, physically and invisibly too. So when people pass on, they're still with us in so many ways. They're in the especially those who loved us and are with us. They have more power, and they walk through walls. They don't have any physical limitations, or restrictions. The word's restrictions. Right. At least that's what I'm told. But I can feel them walking with me. That's why I can sing about it. I know I walk in the love of God. I know when I'm walking. I know I'm walking with the and because I can know this. So uncertain. Without hands down, know this absolutely. I know it in my heart. Then it's mine to sing about. It's mine. It was mine to sing about. I was talking to somebody today about some of the history of the songs, and trying to figure out, what this documentary is really going to be about. Is it about the choir, or is it about what this music did for New Thought or for the hearts of people all over the world? Is it bigger than New Thought? Is it really, more, just a present and helping people to be present through lyric and melody and harmony? We talked about the Agape Choir and how what a happening that was when it became the choir. It took no time for that choir to become famous. We were known everywhere by 1990. In terms of New Thought, everybody knew there was this choir that was at this church, and they carrying on, and they got this music. Yes. By 1996, they were calling me Dr. Rickie Byars. I'd gotten my first honorary doctorate, because they were loving the music that was coming, that was coming through and flowing through. Okay, and so this is I'm talking about a lot of music. I'm not talking about a few songs.
Mm-mm.
And though we know all it takes is one good one just to close a walk with thee. you know,
Yes.
and a good group of Baptists that can push it out there.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was just thinking if you put all your songs in a book, it will be the New Thought Bible. Let's turn to I Walk in the Love of God verse.
There's so many songs, man. It's true. It's a lot.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and so we're having this conversation about the people. I said what made it so special was that one, love. Love. I had great love for the people that showed up. Even though the people that were showing up didn't look like the people that I was hanging out with in my other life. These people were all kinds of people. They were Mexican people, they were white people, they were black people, but it was, you couldn't say it was one kind of race of people. It was all mixed up in there. And some could sing and some were interesting. Some were learning to sing, but everybody was
interesting.
But everybody was willing, and almost everybody got to stay. I only had to ask a few people, like, if you love flowers, maybe you need to be doing the flowers, because most of everybody could learn how to hold their note. I was just really good at showing people how to do that, and all the talents and skills from my childhood came into play. So the love that I have for them, and the love for the music, and I was writing songs with my friend, and that would soon become my husband, like about 12, 13 years later, but we were writing with so much love about God, with so much love.
Yes.
And then you got the singers who had so much love for the music.
Yes.
So it was a love thing. It was a love thing. And when it's a love thing, it might not be, a lot of people have never heard of unity. A lot of people never heard of New Thought. A lot of people never heard of the Unitarian. A lot of people never heard of Johann Sebastian Bach. A lot of people have, but you go to India and ask somebody on the street, Johann Sebastian Bach, depending on who you ask, in any country, they may know, they may not know. They may not know who Miles Davis is. So fame is all of that stuff is really, really relative. But this music became dear in the heart of the community. See, in the heart of the community. And what I feel when we're talking about our best and what that best looks like, in the old days, if it wasn't a famous best, then maybe it wasn't a real best. You know what I'm saying? It was just okay. It was like, this is something in Georgia. It was maybe just all right.
Right.
It's all right, but it was like, no, this music was good, and it was dear in the hearts of people, and it was a ministry, like people were really wanting to be better and opening for God to make me stronger.
I was just thinking of you doing a concert at Hillside, and that song finished, and you turned around and said, "Isn't that a beautiful song? Isn't that?" And I was like, "Wow, that's interesting that she wrote that song and she feels that about it." That's what I was thinking about you then. And then you said, "I'm not talking from my ego side, from an ego perspective. I'm talking about for making space for the words and the lyrics." And then you turned around and had the choir sing it again. I was just thinking about that, and you said the lyrics. Make me stronger. I mean, parents would often say they don't have a favorite if they have more than one child. They would say they never have a favorite one. Some parents lie. They just can't say it out loud. Your song's kind of like, I ain't got no favorite ones. All of them are my favorite ones because I know for me, my journey, they carried me through difficult times, from being homeless, not knowing where to go, and listen to those songs, having a roommate, knowing I got to move. I mean, it was just times where it was tough when I was hearing the words of inspiration, but I couldn't apply it. I felt like I wasn't applying it in my life. But when I hear the songs, it just takes me to that place where my thoughts can't take me. Just thinking about, okay, do affirmation, write, take action. The songs were doing it. So when I hear it, it just takes me back. And, I listen to them with gratitude. And it's a prayer, it's an ongoing prayer. Never
Yeah.
gets old.
Yeah,
Never gets old.
and the music just does it, because of the sound, the vibration. And so, at the end of the day, what I was telling him, I said, I think maybe it's about music and the power of music to touch and change lives.
You
Because
mean the
long after,
documentary?
huh?
You're talking about the documentary?
Yeah,
It's about music.
yeah, the
Yeah, I think it's
documentary.
everything you said. Is everything. You can't. Nah.
Yeah, we're trying to see which way it goes.
Mhm.
We're trying to see which way it goes, because you got to have some kind of focus. But
Right.
but there are so many moving parts, and what I love about our best is that when we're open and willing, and we offer our gifts, we give our gifts, we put our gift in the hands of God. Now, what is God? Is our highest, our best, our love, our joy. It's like, hey, God, hey, here I am. It's like, show me show me where I can serve this gift. How I can serve. How can I? Oh, shucks. What? You know this conversation. How can I serve today, sweet spirit? How can I serve today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Can I serve today, sweet spirit? How can I serve today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet spirit? Who needs my love today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. I will go. Where you lead me, I will go. That's a deep soul surrender. It's like, how can I serve? What is it? I'm gonna tell you. We've heard this so many times that you can't outgive God. But just this second, I'm just getting how true that is. Because when I was writing these songs and co-writing them, I think that's a song that I wrote by myself. But the chants, mostly I wrote alone. But I Walk in the Love of God, that's some co-writing with Michael Beckwith right there. But with the energy of Mary Tompkin. I gotta say, it was Mary Tompkin that inspired the song. Mary Tompkin inspired the song.
Oh, wow.
So I wrote the song using Michael's words, at least for the first verse, but with Mary Tompkin's energy. Mary Tompkin was a Bible-toting metaphysician, and she was something else. And I heard her speak in Vegas, and she came on first, and Michael had told me, he said, she's something else when you hear Mary Tompkin. And Mary Tompkin strutted on that stage like them Johnny Coleman preachers. them preachers, man, they the Sheila McKeithen, they stepping. They ain't, they ain't scared. And if they are, they tucked it before they got on that stage. But Mary Tompkin came up. Mary Tompkin came on that stage in Las Vegas. The audience was packed, and she says, "I'm going to teach about ideation." Intention. It was 3 eyes and something else. And then she was like, and everything she was saying was law. She was teaching law, right? And I just was very inspired by her. She was good. She was really incredible. And when I got home, I put her tape on, and I just heard her energy. And I believed everything she said. But when Michael prayed, when he prayed, he said, there's a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. And I was like, outside of the infinite? That's interesting. No other power can exist outside of the infinite. Of course, no other power can exist outside of the infinite. It wouldn't be infinite. It's like if there's another power. But it was just it was so sweet the way he spoke his words. And she had the boom. So when I did the song, I was like, there is a power, a presence. That's Mary Tompkin. That's her energy. So Mary Tompkin is in the ethers now. She passed maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I know she loves that song. I know when I sing that song, she be rushing from the other side and going like, oh, Rickie's singing my song. But it's a short trip because it's not time and space like we know it. It ain't the time and space that we know. But anyway, back to our best. It's like with that choir and with that love. And with everybody singing and giving their best, it's like it's just the best. Mm-hmm. It's just the best. Not better than somebody else. It's just the best that we could be. That we did our very best. We did our best, and it was enough. And when I listen to B Radio and those choir performances come up, it just makes me smile so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are moments that those of us who went through it can't forget.
Yeah.
It's like a part of the fabric of our souls now.
Yeah.
Those songs and all the performance are woven into who we are.
I think you're right about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. And it's never happened for me before. Like in my life, this, actually, it had happened. Because with the knapsack on my back, the traveling song was in me. I Feel Good was in me. Night Train is in me. All the sounds are in us. But
yes.
But when I'm going through something, I don't listen to Night Train. You know what I mean?
B Radio.
B Radio. Or something that reminds me of who I am,
Yes.
That gives me that carries me. Yeah. And helps me to stand, so that I can face whatever it is I need to do to learn, and say, hey, this don't feel so good right now.
Right.
It doesn't feel so good, but I'll make it through, and I'll be praying for you. I'll be praying for everybody. And sometimes even when people think that they know something about the quality of your heart, only you know. Only you know.
That's the truth.
Only you know. Because you're the one that you sleep with.
Right. Literally.
Yeah.
Even when people see the best in us.
Yes.
We may not be feeling that.
Yes.
It sounds like words. So we'd say, oh, you're only saying that because you're my friend. You're only saying that because you're my mom. You're only saying that because you're my dad, you're my wife, my whatever. But then one day, we catch it.
Yeah, one day you learn to love yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, David Odom is on the thread. I want to say hello to David Odom. Really great drummer. He's got the most serious pocket. And David Odom is going to be playing with me in Las Vegas on April 2nd. So those of you who are in the Las Vegas area, get your tickets. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a revival fair, and they're calling it a manifestation of the heart and soul. I got to look at it. I forgot what they call it. But it's Rickie in concert, and it's going to be good. It's going to be a really great concert. And I'm going to sing these songs, the songs that I love so much and that love me. I'm so glad I can still sing. I'm going to sing real hard these 10 years, because at 80, I don't know if I'm going to still have it like that.
Well, you're here to sing.
Hey, if I don't have it, you know what? I'm going to have a little Rickie sitting beside me. I'm saying, baby, sing this song for me.
That would be something.
Like we practice it.
Right. Come on now.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was ahead. Now I can say if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Sing along. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Are you free in the Spirit? Let's be free in the Spirit and be only here for God. Ashe. Here for God. It's deep because that was a song that was written so fast, you know. I release and I let go. That's Idris Hester in the house. What up, Idris? Man, we done got into some good trouble together. Oh,
Good
yeah.
trouble.
Idris has been at the summer camps with me with the kids. I mean, so many people on this thread have given so much and have done such a good best. You know, they brought the best of their love to many of the projects and the events and the things that we did together. And those were the days of our lives, and they still are. You know, you look back on that stuff, and, you know, when you're doing it, and you go to the next thing, you're doing that, you go to the next thing, you're doing that. But one day, you get to look back on things. You get to look back, you know, and you go like, wow.
Yes.
Look at little Ade. You know, look at little Ade. He's so cute. He's so talented. He's so wise. You know, look at little Rickie. I was looking at a video of the Tree of Love, Plant a Tree of Love. Man, that video is so bad. It's an extraordinary. I don't think you can find the promo to Plant a Tree of Love. It's a promotional, but there is a video, the whole video, and it featured David Neal, myself, Rayshawn Martin was in there, Wachan Martika, and their daughter Siwa Kinti, and Curtis Bird playing on a drum, and we shot it. We shot it in my driveway, and the deal is that we had done we'd done the Raj Festival, the Rhythm and Joy Festival 13, the first one, the big one with the winds, when Rickie got her initiation. When I got that was the initiation, baby. So,
you said we're going to dance differently next time.
Man, great beings require great initiations, I guess. Well, anyway, that wind, I'm not going to start talking about that wind, but it left me in a lot of debt. So anyway, so the promo was for a fundraiser and for a gathering that we were going to do, and about 200 people showed up for the gathering. It was beautiful, and there's a video on YouTube about it. I was looking for Tree of Love, the video, and then I found the promotional, and I was like, look at that. Look at what we were able to do. Look at the people who are there. Look at the people who are playing those instruments. Look at the beauty of the video. Look at you, Rickie. I had never been able to see myself, and I was like, I look good, man. I had on my little dress. Had my locks, I had cut it back. My hair had been cut. That was just adorable. But at the time, I wasn't, I was accepting, but now, you look back on things and you go like, how they say, you take a picture now that you might not like. They go like 20 years from now, it'll be the best looking thing you'd seen.
Yeah.
It gets better with time,
Yes.
It gets better with time.
Yeah, we get so caught up in, I know I do. And I had a moment like that today where a friend of mine is starting to do interviews, and she was asking me, she wanted to see a sample of the invites that I used to send out when I was actually doing shows on Live Conversations Radio. And I had so many other hosts, which was always my vision, to have other hosts doing shows. And it was happening, it was great, but I was so into the making it work, making it happen, that I really had time to sit back and appreciate the manifestation of a vision, something that I've been holding in my consciousness, in my mind, in my heart. When it was happening, it was just like, okay, I got to make sure this show is ready. I got to make that show. Today, when I pulled up that letter and looked at the shows that were listed, there was 5, and I remember there was 2 or 3 other shows that weren't on there, and I'm like, wow, I actually did that. And so as you're talking, I'm like, yep, I had one of those moments today. And it's, for me, sometimes I think I still doing that, getting the work mode, always moving. But this conversation and the experience I had earlier today, I'm just going to use it to kind of stay present in the creation and the manifestation and the visioning, to really take it in, because I think those things, once they're gone, they're in our memory, but I think there's something to be said to experience it. It's almost like giving birth to a child, because I've had many of those, right? Giving birth to a child and having the opportunity to hold the baby in your own hand rather than not having that. I think there's something deeply activating about that, to hold your own creation, as opposed to say, yep, here's my creation, next. And I certainly did that.
Yeah.
Certainly did that.
Yeah, we, and sometimes we've held it a little, but you watch and see, when you did something for the good, it gets better with time. It just really does. And I just want to give a shout out here to Baptiste Joan Niabizi, who says, have a wonderful time, keep working and praying for our world. Rickie and Ade, we are with you here in Africa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us and being on the thread.
It's like 4 a.m. where it is right now.
Yeah. And Barbara Williams, you need your own comedy show. And thank you, Chris May, for that beautiful picture. You know that picture on B Radio where my arms are up like this?
Okay.
Well, Chris May is on the thread, and Chris May took that picture. We were in Peru, And on the bus stop, the vans that we were on, so that we could get out and take pictures, because it was incredible with the Andes everywhere and the pristine air, and it was just like so clear, and it was just unbelievably beautiful. And I got on that rock. I sat on the rock and I just put my hands up like that. And Chris took the picture, and that's the B Radio picture. So Chris May is on, and welcome. Yeah, yes. Welcome. Yes, I love you too, Barbara. I love all you guys. And we got to get together and sing real soon. Really, I've been away from you long enough to miss you. So I'm ready. I'm ready to get together with the choir, and we get together and sing. Hey, those of you who are in the LA area, this Sunday we will be live at the conference room, but not at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 noon till 2. So that was when we could get in there, and I think it's going to be really great because I don't have to get in there when it's cold in the morning, and that was a big deal to me. So come and have a good time with us and celebrate. We're singing these songs. Look, the world, if you are in the corner crying about what's happening in the world, that doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it better. It makes it worse. I mean, when you're in a corner crying in a dark room, wondering what are you doing here? It's like, we're here to bring water to a dry land. And that water of peace, the water of your joy, the water of your purpose, the water of your loving, of your loving, and it's just like because we've been conditioned to think that, it's like good comes in like Prince Charming, and it's just going to fall from the sky, and and it comes even with the Jesus myth that Jesus is coming, and when Jesus comes, and Jesus is already here. What do you think all this stuff is about?
Right.
It's called transformation. All the saints are here. Everybody's here. Everything's going on right here, all at the same time.
Right now.
And the good that you can bring will be enough. Just do your part. There are sometimes you weren't in Uganda when Idi Amin was losing his mind, and all them people were getting killed. We weren't in Rwanda through that horrible genocide. We weren't, there were a lot of places, we can say that we were there because we are each other, but we weren't suffering like that. Ours is what we're going through here. You got to show up fully present and do your best, and then link to where we can make it better. But it first begins like that song that we used to sing at the end of service, let peace begin with me. Let this be, take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. But that doesn't mean just be kind to people on the street. You got to be kind to the earth. You got to be kind to the memory of those who've mistreated you. You got to be kind to those who are coming and prepare the way, and then say, Ashe, Ashe. We got work to do, but it's like it's good work. It's good work, and so many times it's not connected though. When we try to do we're going to send a lot of money over here, and sometimes it never even gets there. Do you get credit if it don't get there? It's like your heart. You meant well. You meant well. But I mean, we'll do something for people on the other side of the world, and we won't do things for people right down the street. So this is the end of my preaching about it. It all comes back to our best. It's doing our best, but with love, with joy, with light of heart. Be light of heart, with a light heart. And God is good all the time.
All the time, God's good.
But I say God's are good. Man, my
and
God
the
is
God
so
is
good.
even sweeter.
My God is so good, man. My God is so good. Man. Barbara! I got got up this morning singing, God is so good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. You know, I got up this morning singing, God is so good. My God is so good to me. I'm feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. Feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. I'm feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. My God is so good to me. Okay, Barbara, you take this one in my time of meditation. Can y'all hear her singing? In my time of meditation, God is so good. In my time of meditation, God is so good. My God is so good to me. Every day, in every way, God is so good. And every day, in every way, God is so good. When I take time to praise the Spirit, God is so good. My God is so, my God is so, my God is so good to me. Praying for everybody who needs prayer. Our world. All the people all over the world who suffer from poorly run governments. Keep the faith. Do your best. Rest in God. Say amen. Thanks for joining us tonight on Soul Fulfilling. Thank you, Life Coach Ade. Ade?
You're very welcome.
Ade? I didn't get to do my reading tonight, but hear the words of my Uncle George. He said, rest well, do well, be well. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. God bless.
So it is.
Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say